kind of a slow week for news. So we're just going to get right into it. Probably, perhaps, our shortest episode. Okay? Some weeks are going to be like that. That's a good thing. Nice, calm week. We got through it real fast. Love Mortis. Welcome in. I'm just going right into the news. Right into it. What's the problem with these fucking Swedes? It's our first topic of conversation. They're selfish, they're greedy. Hello, Dr. Illiam. Welcome in. Thank you. This is my very serious newsman. A 19th century shipwreck is filled with champagne bottles, and Sweden won't allow anyone to sip. How greedy, how selfish, how horrible. Someone should do something about these sweets. Look at it, it looks delicious. Oh, there's more photos? Just open one up. Let us have it. Let us try it. I mean, I can't afford a bottle, but come on now. In Copenhagen, that's in Denmark, no one will be allowed to fish out any of the nearly 100 bottles of 19th century champagne and mineral water nestled in a shipwreck off southern Sweden without proper authorization, officials said Wednesday. Though the wreck's location has been known since 2016 and is registered in Sweden's National Antiquities Office cultural environment, it was only on July 11th that the Polish scuba divers found the precious cargo. The wreck, which sits at about 58 meters, 190 feet deep, off the coast of the southern Sweden county of Blekinge, I have no idea, was found by the divers while they were checking spots of interest about 37 kilometers south of the Swedish Baltic Sea island of Öland. Wine and water experts have quickly contacted the divers and been vying to carry out laboratory tests on the contents of the bottles, according to the divers leader Tomas Staktura. However, Swedish authorities have put their foot down and labeled the sunken ship an ancient relic, which the county says requires a clear and strong protection to remain intact. You must not damage the ancient remains, which also includes taking items from the wreck, champagne bottles without permissions from the country, Magnus Johansson, a county official told the Associated Press. The champagne bottles are a fantastically well preserved find that gives us a snapshot of shipping and life on board at the end of the 19th century, he added. Had the wreck been found from before 1850, it had been automatically listed as an ancient relic, local authorities said. But we have established that the cultural and historical values of the wreck were so high that it should be declared an ancient relic, Daniel Tendenlin, a county official in neighboring Kalmar. Statura, the diver earlier, said believed the cargo could have been on the way to the royal table in Stockholm or the Russian Tsar's residence in St. Petersburg when the ship sank sometime in the second half of the 19th century. It's a very, very Swedish name. So there you go. All these old champagne bottles, which are probably good, we won't know because they won't let us take a fucking sip. Greedy. And other sort of archaeological news. This is about my alma mater. Kind of. They're involved. Researchers put a face on the Hessian soldier who died in 1777 battle in South Jersey. Well, South Jersey, big part of the war. Okay? We're left behind in everything. It's not this guy, though. I don't think this guy's. There you go. Archaeologists who found the remains of a soldier at a Revolutionary War battlefield here now know what one of the men looked like. Why does it say next up? We're reading it right now. Oh, next up, as in their plans? This is modern day journalism. I love it. They hope to locate descendants of the Hessian mercenaries left in a mass grave after a failed attack on an American fort in October 1777. That could allow genealogists to go back more than 250 years and name currently unknown soldiers, said Jen Janowski, public historian for Rowan University. The search for someone's identity lost to history touches something deep in the human experience, said Janowski, who is leading this research effort with Wade Katz, a Rowan adjunct and archaeologist. I didn't even know we had that program at my school. I had no idea. Best viewers. Howdy. Can I even do that from OBS? Yes. I turn off the mod icons or I'll click and I'll ban someone who doesn't need to be banned. Um, yeah, they serve Dracula. Yeah, I didn't know Rowan had this. I mean, it's been 11 years since I was there. So maybe it's new. Maybe it's all new. I don't know. They got a lot of money now. A lot more buildings. They moving up in the world. The search for someone's identity lost to history touches something deep in the human experience. I read that part. The Roman team found the soldiers' scattered bones, described by Katz as being in fragmentary, fragile condition during a dig at Red Bank Battlefield in the summer of 2022. I've been there. I've been to Red Bank. I was walking on bones. Jesus Christ. So I went to a reenactment there before. The 44-acre Gloucester County Park once held Fort Mercer, built by American forces to target British ships trying to reach occupied Philadelphia. See? See? We did our part. Golly. Hessians lost short. Brutal battle. This is the part that I thought was pretty funny, which is why I wanted to read this. About 2,000 Hessians attacked some 500 Americans at the fort, but the fight went disastrously for the Germans. You mess with 500 people from Jersey. Some 377 Hessians were killed and wounded in less than an hour of combat. The Americans just lost 14 soldiers, including two who were shot when they stood too soon to celebrate victory. I guess this is him. This is who they think he looks like. No, that's just a painting. See, and they do reenactments there. Been to one of them. I think I went to one fucking, oh my god, 20 years ago. Holy shit. Realizing now, I went in 8th grade. God damn. There were coins there? There's all this cool shit there? I mean, they're digging it up now. There they are. The archaeologists. The Hessians' remains were found about 5 feet below ground in an area now fenced off and patrolled for security. Most have been torn apart by chain shot, linked cannonballs fired from a U.S. Navy ship in the Delaware River. We do have very few full skeletons. What a good sentence. Indeed, since the discovery, the Rowan team realized it actually unearthed the remains of 15 men, 2 more than initially thought, said Janowski. A forensics artist, Moses Martinez of New Jersey State Police, reconstructed a face from one of the 2 skulls found in the grave. Oh, so they just got the police to do it. That's not nearly as interesting. It gives me chills, Janowski said of the sketch. Another artist then created a portrait of the soldier as he may have looked in the 18th century. The man's cone-shaped brass hat, for instance, is based on fragments of the headwear found at the park. Buttons on his uniform match those found in the grave, and a distinctive mustache reflects the facial hair allowed for members of the Grenadiers unit Regiment von Lossberg. A study of DNA in the Hessians' teeth confirmed the assumption that the Hessians were fairly robust Europeans, all young to middle-aged adults, according to Rowan account. Scientists are eager to learn more. Researchers now hope to find a larger quantity of DNA in the two skulls to identify the soldier's lineage. Another scientist is to study stable isotopes in the teeth, seeking information about the soldiers' diets and population movements, according to Rowan. That work's being funded with a 20,000 gift from Bob and Martha Gilliam of Clarksboro. The idea that we could someday take a trip to Germany and knock on the door of a descendant is just amazing. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you fucking killed your great 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 uncle. It's cool, huh? Found his fucking corpse in a ditch. Archaeological work, including the use of ground-penetrating radar, has continued at the waterfront park at the end of the Hessian Avenue, including the use of ground-penetrating radar. Nothing leaped out, said Cates, although he noted the 2022 excavation showed more Hessians are buried in the park, so I guess this is just a really recent thing. We're getting information all the time, said Chinovsky. Cool. Yeah, this is really local. I wish they were doing that cool shit when I was in school. Maybe I would have given a little bit more of a shit about it. Okay. Like I said, short episode. Still got a little bit more though. I'm trying to. Alright, there we go. Get rid of that. So this week, Gail Simone put out X-Men #1. It's finally here. Right? Came out officially on Wednesday. I got my copy early on Saturday. Came in the mail. For those of you who don't know, I'm subscribing to comics again for the first time in, well, like over 15 years. Actually buying them. Actually buying floppies. I bought trades, but first time buying modern, new releases. Trying to enjoy the X-Men in this manner again. When they do something I like, I want to support it. Look at this. Classic 90s costumes. It's telling me that I'm so old that they're actually trying to appeal to my childhood nostalgia. I'm finally the fucking target age. See, because it was like that in the 90s, right? And then, like, the aughts rolled around. So the people who were in creative control then were like, fuck all this 90s bullshit. I want it to be like when I was a kid. But now the people who are in charge were like, I want it to be like when I was a kid. So the 90s are back in the X-Men. Better or worse, so far for much better. A lot of the issue is setting up mystery plots. We have some secret agents of the type shadowy organizations going around the old Xavier mansion. They're stripping it for parts. They're going to try and turn it into a prison. And then the main adventure, I'd say, Jubilee's not even in this issue, by the way, and Nightcrawler barely in it. So the main team of the book is just Rogue, Gambit, and Wolverine, which is kind of cool, at least for issue 1. Credited, Jubilee's not even credited. It's just the 4 of them. I like Jubilee. I like it when they have a small team to start, although this issue ends with them introducing a lot more younger mutants, so I kind of have an idea of where things are going, and that idea is that they'll be training these students. So after Krakoa fell apart, Rogue and Gambit are like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And Gambit then said, let's go to New Orleans. So they're back in New Orleans. They have a mansion there, Gambit's old mansion, and I assume they're going to turn that into a school. Because this issue literally ends with a bunch of young mutants who are seeking refuge. However, before we got to that ending, they fight a big dragon, and it's really cool, and the art is gorgeous. And then after that, there's a really sad part where they visit a dying child. And I'm laughing. But the kid's got good taste. All he wanted to meet was Rogue. He's dying. His dying wish is he wants to meet Rogue because he thinks she's just so fucking hot. She's drawn very well in this, too. So he gets his wish. He promptly dies. Um, Sad stuff. Rogue gets really depressed. She's the leader, by the way. She's the leader of this X-Men group. Um, there's other X-Men. This is Uncanny X-Men, and then in just X-Men, they make it way too fucking. It's complicated. I think for people who don't know comics at all. X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and then there's NYX, and then uh there's another title coming out too. Anyway, regular X-Men's being led by Cyclops in Alaska. And then we have Uncanny X-Men now in Louisiana, run by Rogue, out of Gambit's old mansion. It's kind of cool so far. I like it. Uh, One of the stronger first issues I've seen in a while because it feels kind of complete. All setting up a lot more. You don't feel gypped off by like oh, this is only part 1 of 15. It feels sort of complete but leading on. So that's my X-Men review. That's X-Men news. What else we got? Oh, our final article, and then we'll move on to movies, and then that's it. Like I said, short episode. It's another one from my local news source, and I thought it was so stupid I had to cover it. What is Augtober? Everything to know about the fall jumpstart. Not only are we approaching peak pumpkin spice season with many outlets including 7-Eleven, Dunkin's, and Starbucks launching fall pumpkin spice menus, we're also in the heart of Augtober. But what exactly is Augtober? Here's everything you need to know about the pseudo season and social media sensation. Never heard of this before in my life. I already don't like it. In a nutshell, October is when temperatures in August feel more like October, and when October temperatures are more in line with what would be normal temperatures in August. But October is also a state of mind, or a vibe. Wrote this. What else do you write? Server not found. Great. Fix your fucking USA Today network, but it's being reposted in the Courier Post. Okay. October also cues the beginning of Halloween season, and social media users signaled October as the ideal time to set up spooky decorations. It's too soon. I love Halloween. It's too soon. September. You do it in September. Okay? You want to stretch Halloween a little longer? September. Not October. We're going to be no better than those fucking Christmas freaks. To that end, Spirit Halloween will soon set up locations across the country. It's October, read one Facebook post. Go ahead, decorate for Halloween. It's not. Not real. Get out of here. Facebook user Virgo Vision created perhaps the most perfect meme that captured everything October. This is what I hate about journalism now, by the way, is that we cover fucking social media posts. Like this is a complete non-story. But this is what Dog Hole News is all about, because I want to start doing this with fucking people's weird Twitch comments. So we'll start seeing a streak of the weirdos here. I need to start doing that. Keeping track. Celebrate October through decorations, fall, weather recipes. This is just an ad. This is an ad for crap you could buy. Big Frankenstein. Can't can't just like open. No. No, it's not. Hocus Pocus is not the best Halloween. Get out of here. The Home Shopping Network released October video previewing HSN. This is all just an ad. This whole article's a fucking ad, isn't it? I got tricked. I got tricked. The Home Shopping. Look. Pinterest has dozens of October decorations, inspirations, and Half Baked Harvest has 31 October and fall related recipes to try. Damon C. Williams is a Philadelphia-based journalist. Hardly a journalist. About as much of a journalist as I am, Damon. On trending topics across Mid-Atlantic region. Alright, it's time for movies. Time to cover movies. I didn't watch a lot of movies this week. And, like three of these were just short films. So, let's take a look. It's August. It was Wes Craven's birthday. I believe that was on the 2nd. And then I watched Deadly Blessing, one of his earlier movies, on the 3rd. Pre Nightmare on Elm Street. Michael Berryman's in this. Ernest Borgnine is in this. It's kind of like an Amish community, but they keep saying, well, they make the Amish look soft. So it's like an even more hardcore Amish community. These murders are going around. Uh, Ernest Borgnine keeps pointing at women and calling them incubus, which is really weird because he should be saying succubus. I don't really. That it makes sense kind of at the end what happens, but during the movie you're like, what? Why? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. It's you'd have to see it. It's on Tubi. One of the best endings. I think in a movie you'll either love it or hate it. He was predicting, yeah. I think I'm laughing about the ending because it comes out of nowhere. It's like debatable if what's going on is supernatural or not, and then at the end it's like super spoiler alert, super hardcore confirmed it's supernatural. And the woman she goes through this whole ordeal. She goes back home, she leaves like the Amish farm or whatever. She goes back home to her city life in her apartment. Her husband appears to her as a ghost. Beware of the incubus, and then she's immediately dragged from by the floor by this demon into hell. Like, you're saying beware, then it's like within 30 seconds. What was she supposed to do? Beware what? And then she's just dragged to hell, and it's great. So I thought, with Augtober being around, it's probably too early to watch Halloween movies, but I could watch a documentary about the making of a Halloween movie. Popped up in my feed. It's nothing special. That's why it has a low rating. It's not like bad, but it's just a bunch of talking heads. There's not really too many behind the scenes old footage or anything. Just them talking about it. So when it's a little documentary like that, it's kind of like, whatever. I knew most of the information. Like, we wanted Halloween to be a different movie every movie. Yeah, we know that by now. But it's fine. I finally watched 1990 The Bronx Warriors. I've been meaning to watch this for a long time. Vic Moore is in this. Vic Moore is also in The Last Shark with the same Italian director. Kind of a little Vic Morrow double duty going on here. I really like this movie. I really like The Bronx Warriors. People seem to shit on this because it's just a blatant ripoff, but The Last Shark's a blatant ripoff and done poorly. The Bronx Warriors is a blatant ripoff of Mad Max and Escape from New York, but done really well. People were saying it's kind of like poorly shot and things, but I don't know. This is my first time watching it, and I saw it on Tubi, and it was really clean, like a really nice copy. So anything shot on film at this point is dazzling to me. The colors were popping, and they were actually on locations. They did a lot with the rubble aesthetic. I liked it. It is low budget, but I don't think it was bad. I think it was genuinely like a solid B picture. Um, when gore happens, which is not very often, it's very effective. The effects look good. Heads get chopped off. Hands get lost. People get burned alive at the end with a bunch of flamethrowers. A lot of riding around on motorcycles. There's this guy called Hot Dog who just lives in his truck. and it looks very comfy. I don't know. I like this one. Very atmospheric, kind of this aesthetic I've been writing some of my more recent books about, sort of borderline end of the world ish. Because like it's just the Bronx and the rest of the world seems to be going on okay. And you'll see like in the background of a couple shots where like it's just the highway and everything's normal because it's just the Bronx. And I realize they probably wrote that way because you can't shut down all the fucking city and whatnot, but I like it as far as the story goes. Now, Last Shark is just a ripoff of Jaws, and it's done very poorly. And it is kind of uninteresting with the shots. There are a few things because it's at the beach and it looks nice, but uh, you could probably pass on The Last Shark. Vic Morrow plays Quint, uh, the Quint role, Robert Shaw's role in Jaws. So if you want to see Vic Morrow doing that, it's kind of worthwhile. Otherwise, eh. There's there's a good part of The Last Shark, um, where the shark takes down a helicopter. The helicopter's flying over the ocean, and it brings it down, brings it way down, blows up the helicopter. It's good. That part's good. The shark itself looks kind of crappy, but not too crappy. It's very big. There's like these weird floating things that it. I mean, there's like floating balloons to keep track of. I'm not talking about that. There's like a weird floating model of the shark. Not really worth watching. The Bronx Warriors, I could say, is worth watching. Deadly Blessing, I liked it a lot. I think people won't like Deadly Blessing, but I could recommend Bronx Warriors so far. 2 in the AM PM is a classic short animation by the guy who made regular show. I want to say his name is J.G. Quintel, something like that. Still good. Still makes me laugh. Still like it. I watched Abductees, which is one of my favorite short films about alien abductions. Has a wide range of animation styles in it. I love the music in it. The music is honestly like I don't know, it's phenomenal to me. And there's something very comfy and sad about this short film, which I go back to and watch a lot. I don't know, I like it. It's one of those things I think I wrote. Where's my letterbox? I love the animation, the pain, the feeling of sincerity. I don't know if they're really are being abducted by aliens, but they seem to believe it. That part comes across hard. Yeah, like I don't know. Are people really being abducted by aliens? I don't know, but they seem to think so. So there is a phenomena going on, and it's widespread. So whatever's triggering that deserves to be looked into, and why there's so many similarities between them. That's what's interesting to me is the human nature aspect of it. So if it is aliens, cool, I guess, but also fucking scary. But I like it. I like the American mythology. I write about that shit a lot too. How the wings are attached to the back of angels. I liked most of this, and then it gets a little too snooty even for me. That the back half of it, I don't quite understand. Sort of body horror-ish. Mortis, don't watch this one. uh, I don't know if I could recommend it. It's cool. It's not like super morbid, and then it turns into like relationship drama, like in trying to move on. I think, but then the woman turns into a bird, and then he's obsessed with the wings. I don't know. I'm too dumb. Too dumb for this one. I don't understand it. I watched Coffy. Seen Coffy before. Pam Grier. I love Coffy. It's really good. She's really, really fucking hot. She's got this cool little shotgun at the beginning, and then she has a cool shotgun at the end. Two different shotguns. I like her little mini double barrel though at the beginning of the movie. She did it before Ash of the Evil Dead ever did. Uh, if you've never seen Coffee, watch Coffee. It's really good. It's it's a black exploitation picture, so you have to anticipate that. But I like it. Clearly one of the most gorgeous women on film. She's got some big titties. All right, that's all the news I have for today. I've said before I'd like to at least go a half hour. I've hit a half hour mark. I'll be back definitely next Friday for more news. Perhaps in between now and then with some gaming streams. Hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend a little time with me.